Hey y'all, it's been a while. I don't really have much to say about it, except that school has been taking a lot of my time, especially during the fall when I'm doing marching band every day and football games almost every weekend. Add classes to that, and you really don't have much free time. I made a post a couple months ago and said I would be posting this video on Halloween. Obviously that didn't happen. Just consider this to be an end-of-the-year holiday season special instead of the Halloween special I had planned. Anyway, today I'll be making a doll based on my personal character from a very special video game from my childhood. I have a lot of memories of this game, and I really still love it, even though I don't play it very often. The game that I'm talking about is Wizard101. I will always remember my siblings and I taking turns on the one computer in the house, just playing this game and fighting over who gets to play next. In this game, you're a wizard in Wizard City, and basically you go around dueling different creatures with your deck of spell cards. All the cards come from one of the 7 schools of magic: fire, ice, storm, myth, life, death, and balance. If you use cards from your particular school, then the spells will be more likely to work. Every time I make a new character, I always choose Storm. The main reason that I love to be a Storm Wizard is because of how powerful the cards are. Of course, the power of Storm comes with the consequence that the cards only work about 70% of the time. But when there are cards like Lightning Bats, Storm Shark, Kraken, and Stormzilla, I could never pass that up. So today, we're making my most recent character, Sierra Stormflower. Let's get started. For this doll, I'm using Abbey Bominable as a base. I start by removing the doll's original face and hair so I can begin to change her skin color with my pastels. Before I can apply pastels to the doll, I have to clean her off with nail polish remover. I start with white to dull the bright blue of her skin. After several layers, I switched to burnt sienna to give her a normal skin color. And voila! After several more layers of pastels and some blushing, her body is complete. Let's attach her head so I can make it match her body. The vinyl head takes on color much more easily, so I go straight into my burnt sienna pastels. Time for the face-up. Unfortunately, most of the first hour of my work was corrupted, so boom. We've got the basic sketch and color blocking done already. At this point, I started to add color to her lips as well as contouring and blushing her face. Then I switched back to my watercolor pencils to build up more color in her eyes. I also used the pencils to add a bit more color to her lips. Now I switched to my darker brown to deepen the dark points of her eyes. I also used the lighter brown to shade her golden irises. Then I used several shades of purple to add some dimension to her eyebrows. Golden yellow and purple are the colors of the Storm School. That's the reasoning for her gold eyes and purple eyebrows. Her hair is also going to be purple. Of course, I have to add lots of micro glitter to her face. It just makes the doll's skin look so beautiful. I used a silvery white glitter for most of her face and then a rose gold glitter for her cheeks. This is when I almost screwed myself. The yellow paints I used were way too light, and I thought it looked good while I was working on it, but later I realized she looks absolutely crazy. I used some light brown paint to shade her eyes more. Just looking at the difference between her eyes at this point is crazy. A little shading goes a long way. It took quite a while to make the paint look like a nice gradient, but I think the final result is really nice. I used a dotting tool to make her pupils look nice and round, and then I went in with white paint for her scleras. Adding catch lights to her eyes and one more layer of glitter is the final step in the face-up. I also added some golden glitter to her eyes just to make them come to life a little bit more. Now for her hair. My character has pure light purple hair, but I thought it would be cute if I did dark purple on the underside of her hair with light purple on the top. This was a very long and messy process for me. I thought I filmed the end of this, but I guess I didn't, so we're gonna go straight to the styling now. Cutting and styling her hair was frustrating to say the least. I spent hours thinning it with my razor, but I swear it never got thinner. And then, when I was cutting her hair, it would be longer on one side than the other, so I'd cut that side, and then it would be too short. It was just a never-ending cycle until I decided they were close enough to the same length. Now for another long process. Lashes. This was my first time gluing lashes to a doll. I thought it would be easier than it was. I can definitely say it was not easy, but they definitely look nice in the end. I give her eyes and lips 3 layers of high gloss varnish, and the doll is finished. This staff was literally the best thing that happened to me during the Halloween season. I had no clue what I was going to do for a wand or a staff, and then one day I was wandering around the Halloween section of Walmart, and suddenly, BAM! I saw a wand that would make the perfect staff for my doll. All I had to do was add some glitter to the stone and paint the staff brown and gold, and I had the perfect wizard staff. Shoes. My favorite things in the world, but also the bane of my existence. I had to redo these shoes so many times before I got it right. And I know I'm the problem because I'm using Moonlight Jewel's miniature shoe book. Her shoes always turn out amazing. I guess I just need more practice. I think they turned out fine, but they aren't perfect. They are far from perfect, in fact. Alrighty, now it's time for a slideshow of the clothes that I made for her and I didn't film. We'll start with her tunic. I'm gonna warn you, it's a lot of yellow and purple. You'll be happy if you're an LSU fan. Next we have her pants. They're nice and basic because I just needed something to go under the tunic. Next is a belt that I made in about 2 seconds with a gold cord and a small glass sphere with rhinestones in it. It's meant to be her healing potion. Next, we have her everyday cape. This is what she'd wear if she was just hanging around Wizard City. Next is her traveling cloak. She would wear this while traveling through the spiral. I spent a good amount of time embroidering this cloak. I like most of the embroidery, but the storm cloud on the back is pretty bad. I also added a lining to it even though the pattern specifically said I shouldn't. Next, we have her hat. It looks kind of smashed right now, but it poofs up when it's on the doll. And last but not least, we have her pet dragon. His name is Lil Sparky, and he took forever to paint. I love the way he turned out though. Here's the complete doll. I think she turned out absolutely amazing. I'm super proud of her and I hope you love her as much as I do. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm not going to promise that I'll have another video out anytime soon, but I promise there will be one eventually. But for now, happy Halloween, happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year. Bye!